Now, right here in the studio, I have some great people right here in the studio with me. I have a professor, I have a dance director, and I have two dancers and a professor right here with me in the studio. To start this off, I want to introduce Professor Awo Mana Asiedu, who is the acting dean of School of Performing Arts, University of Ghana. How are you doing, Prof?
I'm good, thank you.
That's nice. It's good to have you on the show.
Nice to be here.
Today, I'm very guided because I know bad English will be checked.
I'll check myself, don't worry.
That's very, very good. I mean, I was engaging Prof earlier and then I made a statement. She was like, no, it's this. And I was like, oh my gosh. But that's very good. I mean, it's always good when you have a prof around you. I remember there's this also prof in the School of Performing Arts. Is it Nana? She's I think the director for ABP Groma.
Ah, okay, Kwekuma.
Yeah. And then I was also sitting with her and I was speaking some bad English and then the moment I finished the sentence, she was like, no, that's not how to say. You say it this way. I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But hey, we have Prof Awo Mana Asiedu in the studio. And then also joining us via Zoom is Ni Tete Yati, who is the director, Noyam African Dance Institute. How are you doing, Ni?
I'm as cool as ice.
As cool as ice? Is it cold where you are?
Oh, it's only about 20 degrees, so it's cool.
Oh, wow. Only 20 degrees. All right, I hear you. But anyways, I hope everything is going on well where you are, and I mean, you're
Yes.
keeping up cool.
Yes.
Beautiful,
I'm
beautiful.
exporting dance here.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, which fits into our conversation for today, dance, Ghana's next big export. And then also, I mean, a dancer, I mean, a performer. He used to do things with his hair. Now, I don't know, the hair is back to factory reset. I'm talking about Robert Clark, who is the founder of the Ghana Dance Awards. How are you doing, Robert? Ghana Dance Festival and Awards, actually. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Beautiful. I mean, what happened to your hair?
My hair is
back to factory.
No, it's getting artistic expressions. I mean, we're artists, so if you look to Prof, you see.
Yeah, she's doing something with her hair. Yeah.
Now the former artistic director of the National Theatre, or the National Dance Company, is the one we are watching up there. He's exporting dance, so maybe he's not showing it in his hair, but the people are doing it for him. So that's needed.
Wow. I mean, good to have you all right here in the studio. And today we are talking about dance. I mean, Ghana is the next big export. That's what most people believe. But I was having a conversation with Doc, and I'll throw this to all three of you. Can you express the feeling when it comes to the current scene of dance? When you look at the evolution that we've had, where we are currently, how does it make you feel? How's the energy like for you? Let me start with Doc, and then I'll go to Nee, and I'll come to Robert.
Well, as I was telling you previously, I don't think much has changed because when you look at our traditional dances, the level of energy and the movements and all of that, you can find them still in the current dances, so-called modern dances.
Modern day dances, yeah.
Because I think movement and the dance vocabulary is embodied in us as Ghanaians. And so that will come out in whichever generation that we are in.
All right. Nee, I mean, your expressions when it comes to like the evolution of dance right now, the energy that you are seeing in the modern day dancing, looking at the evolution, how does it make you feel?
Listen, I have never been more excited about dance and never been more proud to exist in a time, than this one. The level of creativity, the dexterity in how we're combining ideas with form, with technology. It's amazing to exist in a period like this, to see, how Ghana's dance field is vibrating and pulsating beautiful.
All right, now to you, Robert.
I think it would be difficult to speak to one aspect. There are different dance genres, and the fact that, for example, Afro-Latin, when it comes to Afro-Latin, we're talking the salsa, kizomba, bachata, merengue, all of these elements. Couple dance has been basically operational in our space. I think somewhere in 2008. 1998, thereabouts. That's when you can trace its inception. And if you follow through till present, realize that there's a community in that particular space. So that only speaks to the fact that our system is able to accommodate and nurture and grow. And that particular space seems to be growing. So in the festival, for example, I have 6 countries that are coming, or 6 countries represented. And that's because they are all, people from the different Afro-Latin countries that, basically dance. And then when you go to the Afro dance space, which is basically Azonto morphing into accommodating different dance steps from all across Africa based on pop culture, Ghana has been in the lead. And that's why I have a problem with the next export you are saying. It's already doing well. Like Ghana has made its contribution to the vocabulary and the world dance syllabus through Azonto. And we have not given it the recognition it deserves in this country. You understand? Like the dancers here, they create the dance moves, they put it out there, and the rest of the world is copying. We are dictating what is supposed to be.
The trend.
Exactly. And these heroes are here. And we are not giving them all the accolades they deserve. I think we need to be able to throw the spotlight on them. These guys are doing extremely well. While we are arguing about music, this and that, these guys are already excelling in their space. They're like top tier in their own league. People are looking to have them across the world on their platforms because they are like top tier. You understand? And that's what the folks are doing. So in that particular space, we are doing extremely well. As a matter of fact, when they go out there to teach, even though you don't hear too much of Azonto, what they teach, they actually call it Azonto sessions and classes. So in these spaces, these guys are holding the culture down, and it's extraordinary. When it comes to the traditional, I think that's where we have to be a little bit creative, because that is our culture. Most of the exports that we have happens in that particular space, because they do a lot of international programs and projects and, maybe exchange experiences and stuff like that. And that particular aspect, we need to be able to find a way to nurture more of the young folks who have got the publicity and awareness to be able to work with. We did well with Azonto because it was an evolution, something that came from the Palogo and stuff like that. You can see all the movements in there, like she was saying. But, we need to be able to project that aspect, because there are a lot of movements in there that once you pick, you can run for a very long time with respect to our music, and you will never really run out of dance movements or dance ideas. And it goes on and on. I think there are other things like contemporary dance and the infusion of Afro-buck and all of this hip-hop, street dance and all the elements. So all of these things are picking up. Break dancing is also picking up, and all of that.
Represented at the Olympics this year.
But even our people in the space, there was a little bit of gap when after the dance champions from the Ajito Sowers and co. There was a particular time after the double do, it went silent. And then I think our people have picked it up again. So I think we should give it up for anybody who's been doing it for the culture. If you're asking about evolution of dancing, this is what has been, this is my perspective.
That's a very, very good 101 for the evolution. But you mentioned something about us not even recognizing the people who are already doing well, which is why our conversation, I feel like it's in the right perspective, because already, like you're saying, people are already doing well and people are already pushing this out there, knees already out there. Why are we not seeing the fruits of some of these things? Is it that the media is not paying attention to them enough, or they are not projecting it enough in our face to be able to see it? And it goes to any of you.
I would say both ways, all the two, relevance. Why? Because the challenge we have with the arts is we teach for artistic excellence, but not necessarily the business thereof. The business thereof will make you want to project it, because you want to publicize it, you want to be able to learn to commercialize, monetize, and so these elements will certainly make you want to promote, because it goes hand in hand. The other bit is just like we are doing with sports. You guys, the media, focus on football and forget about all the other sports, and they call it lesser known sports. And I'm wondering who is making it less known if you are not throwing the light on them. I'm coming. So again, just think about sports and how you guys focus on soccer. Think about entertainment and how focus on music. Please, we are also here. You understand? If Nitete is out of the country right now, if that were to be an artist and it says, oh, he's X or he's Y, people will begin to discuss it. So yeah, please, after this, ask Tete what he's doing and, put it out there. Let the whole world know.
Here's my question. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So we'll take the blame on one side because most of us are not business oriented in terms of knowing that, okay, these are the elements in terms of the basic requirements of having a business run. However, on the other side, the media is also not actively involved. You understand? It's more like if I'm a star, then you come to me. But if I'm not a star, you're not actively making me blow.
I get you.
But if we work hand in hand, make me a star, and I'll still give you the story. Because at the end of the day, when I'm the star, you will still take my story anyways.
All right.
So let's work together.
All right. Ni, your take on this?
Listen, one of my biggest challenge in the field, and Robert, we've worked on many projects, and you know what it is. The business side of this work we do. Listen, the only way we can take this seriously is if we stop looking at dance as one of those things you do. No. It is a field unto itself. And we need to start training our talents to look at things from the business side. Because when it comes to performance, listen, we're exceptional. And I see this a lot. We travel across the globe. We meet other artists and dancers from, and our dancers match and excel even way more than they are doing. But we are not able to commodify the whole area of performing arts and the whole area of dance in Ghana. The richness of the dance we have in our country, listen, if we start selling just the elements of it, we will be rich 1,000 times over. But we have so many students graduating from the School of Performing Arts and other institutions and dancers coming through, and everybody wants to make it. But that support structure to handle the business of we're talking about that, the business of dance does not exist. So very soon they run out of steam, they get frustrated, and if that zeal isn't there to continue, the next 4 or 5 years, all these top dancers we have would have to divert and do something else.
Now, Prof, I want to come to you because you are at the School of Performing Arts and you being a teacher, a professor in the...
Please, lecturer.
A lecturer. Sorry. Charlie, I told you guys, today there'll be a lot of correction. There'll be a lot of correction on the show. But yeah, you being a lecturer in the space, when students come in, do they come in with passion or they come in because that's what the university gave me, so I'm going to do it anyway? Yeah. And when they graduate, do you see them excelling in this?
Okay. Well, it's a good point you made about do they come in with passion? I think there are lots of students who, there are a lot of people out there in the dance industry who did not pass through the School of Performing Arts. And there are a lot of students who pass through the School of Performing Arts who are doing different things rather than dance. So the passion is important. Unfortunately, we don't always get students with a passion. Okay, we try to encourage students with a passion to come in through our Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, for example. That we say is a professional training program. And so we even audition students, and we try to find out students who have a desire and an interest in the performing arts. So those are the kind of students that we hope would come in with passion. But unfortunately, the attitude of parents, the attitude of society generally, you know how they deride the performing arts in the first place. But we are very proudly there, teaching what we are passionate about. So nobody would want their child to go to the university to learn dance. True or false? No parents will intentionally encourage their child.
I would expect Robert and Nee to share their experience.
That's true. Nee is in a different category. His own father was a dance professor. So, I'm sure he would. From a line of dancers. Yeah, definitely. So he would have encouraged him anyway. So you are right. We have students who don't want to dance. We have students who are in the theater department who don't want to go on stage. But often, and so they come in and they go through the school and they go and they do something else. And I guess the industry itself is not that large. Somebody asked me, with all these students, what job do they do when they leave here? And it's a good question. But I'm really excited right now because I think the creative arts industry is really picking up.
Yeah.
There are a lot of exciting things happening, and so I have hope for the future. But my only prayer, sometimes I feel like we are wasting our time sometimes, some of the students, because they're just there to get a degree.
Yeah.
They're not really passionate about what they're learning.
First degree, it doesn't matter what you study.
You know, and then like recently, one of the students I was really excited about, I saw her, she said she wanted a reference. What's she going to do? She's going to do law. I said, get out of here. I mean, you have talent. Why are you going to do law? But of course, law will pay her more. So how can I blame her? So it's just a stepping stone. So I'm always excited when I see students coming in who have a passion for what they want to study. And there's one student, I think he's now in level 200. He just finished level 100. He had been given something else somewhere else. I don't remember what program. And he came to me and said, please, this is where I want to be. Can you help me change my program? Something like that, I gladly would do it, because here at last is somebody who is interested in what we are doing. And I'll gladly help him get in and get trained, you know, and understand the art. And then I'm sure when he goes out there, he's going to be in the space. Yeah.
All right. Now, Robert, on the back of this question, I just want to know, for you, was it a passion, or it just, okay, that's what the university gave me, or were you part of that narrative of that's what the university gave me, so I'll do it anyway?
Oh, no. Mine, everything I selected in school was very intentional. So I got Legon, and then I specifically selected 4 subjects I wanted to do. I wanted to do dance, I wanted to do economics, I wanted to do political science, and geography. So Bernard Able and Jessica were my mates.
Oh.
Yeah, we sat in the same class, we did economics and all of that. But I still did dance because I wanted to do dance. You understand? So I did that because I've lived with that particular passion for a very long time. So I needed a little bit of higher level, academic orientation to it. So I needed to have that, and I had that. And then I moved on to the other subjects, and I did my combined economics and political science, and I finished up. And then after that, I went to learn marketing with Chartered Institute of Marketing, and then I did masters in marketing as well. So it's like, by the time you finish all of these elements, and then when you come back into the space, you realize that
opportunities are
I'm looking at all the folks I deal with in the arts, and then I see, okay, the biggest challenge they have is monetization, is commercialization, it's how to get value for what they have, and understanding that you being a dancer or you being a musician, you are actually the business. You understand?
You, like the person.
You are the business.
Yeah, you are the business.
You are the business. You are the brand. Product. Yes, everything. You are that. And so you can't. If it is not enough to learn the artistic excellence, you need to also learn the business side, because it's showbiz. So yes, you may be able to. You could excel from the show perspective, but what about the business? And if a parent is looking at the trajectory in terms of when you finish school, what is there for you, and they can't see it, it's difficult for them to say they are investing everything in you, and then you come out and then they can't really tell what's going to come out. What's going to come out of you, so to say. So a few people find their way, but if we can quickly learn to monetize, if we can learn to put in structures to make business sense out of that particular space, you'd see how many people that particular sector is going to employ and feed, and how thriving it's going to be for us. Because elsewhere, like check the economies, like the Hollywoods and the kind of money they command, it's huge. You understand? And these are people who are literally able to create something out of nothing. These are us, the creatives. You know, so there's a lot we can do. It's just the monetization bit. The highest institution is not teaching the business side of the arts. You understand? That's an aspect that has to be worked on. Beyond that, there are no structures in place that accommodates. If you understand what I'm saying. So people usually have to come out and create. So you see Nita himself, he had to Noyam. He's riding with Noyam. You understand what I'm saying? If it wasn't right, he would have created his own Noyam. Yes, because without that creation. So if you haven't learned how to do that, then what? Yeah, because you were trained to perform, but were you trained to do business with that particular? So here, for example, I mean, obviously, when you have, if you're able to learn from your dad, a professor who has a Noyam and all of that, Chala, I'm speaking for you, sorry. then the difference is clear. You know, he's a leader, he leads, he knows what he wants, he directs, he choreographs, he understands, like, he knows how to deal with business. I'm saying this because I've dealt with it several times on business fronts. You know, like he understands the space. You understand? So the question here is, how many of us do understand? You know, people are coming out, they can't speak the language, they can't communicate, they can't articulate themselves properly, they only come alive on stage. So it means somebody has to lead them. So who's creating these facilities for them? That whole space, we need to be able to have a conversation about. And it's not just dance. If you take it to comedy, spoken word, if you take it to
poetry,
everything, all of them, that particular space, it runs through. Even those who are painting, most of them are still hustling in terms of how to monetize. So that the arts, our biggest challenge is the economy. Economy, when we say economy, I'm speaking from the perspective of exchange of value and being able to get the economy, the creative arts, the economy that we need. That's what's missing. We have the people, but the ability to exchange value so that people are, you know, able to live and for each to thrive and for the pipeline to consistently be fueled. That's the biggest challenge that we have.
That's very, very beautiful. Anything you want to add to that, Ni? I mean, before we go into our next phase of the conversation.
He has echoed the sentiments. Listen, when you see a performer on stage, when you see a performance, I can assure you the hard work that has gone into seeing that 5 minutes bit of work. And, you know, from negotiating, figuring out what is needed for the stage, from transportation, logistics, all these things come. Sometimes contracts need to come in. You have to get somebody and beg somebody because a lawyer needs to charge you this amount. You have to beg somebody to look through the contract to advise you on what to go, what to say, what you can't say. All that area, I can assure you that some of us had to learn on the job. Because the structures were not there. So that's what I was saying earlier on, that you'd have these talents coming out of our various institutions. Within the next 4 or 5 years, they would fall off because the non-visual part of the work we do is unforgiving. You know? So we do need, like Robert has said, how the process from exchanging the value we have, the commodity we have into value, being able to exchange. Because honestly, if a parent knows that their child will bring in $5,000 or $10,000 in just a month of just doing a quick tour, I'm sure they all will be begging Professor Awood to please take their children.
But
because they don't see it.
Yeah, but and this to everyone. Now, we've spoken about how parents, are not investing into this and all of that. Is the dance space lucrative? Not the creative space, but then the dance space. You have flown, you are out there. Is the dance space lucrative? Because then if we're able to tell them how lucrative it is, then everybody will be like, oh, okay, then let me explore that space. Because like I said, I cannot see. So I wouldn't want to even go into that.
You know, I'm always so sad when everything is about money, but I guess everything is about money. It's only when you can monetize. This is an old theme that has been going on and on and on. And some artists are uncomfortable about it. Some artists really are uncomfortable about the fact that my art is only valuable when it can bring in money. But that's a debate that we can have and never finish. But I think people like Robert are very essential. Maybe even for our institution. I should get your number. Because as they are saying, perhaps we need to revise our curriculum. And that's something we have been talking about, and we are aware that we need, and some of the programs are beginning to respond to that, because we do need to teach our students how to make value from what they are learning. So that is something that I will accept. But what happened to what somebody enjoys, what somebody wants to do? I'm talking to parents here.
Yeah. Even
if it's not that which is going to bring in lots of money. Because I've always said, you thrive where you belong. I've heard horror stories of parents forcing their children to do certain programs. The children finish and they're miserable. Is that what we want? A friend of my son's is a doctor, but he's actually baking. He loves to bake cakes. He makes cakes, wedding cakes, birthday cakes, and that's where his passion is, and that's where he's making his money. But he's a medical doctor because his parents wanted him to do medicine.
100.
So for me, I always say, let your child go where they can thrive. And if they have the interest in the area, surely they'll find their way.
All right. All right.
Hopefully. I mean, with people like Robert around to help, they will.
Yeah, anything would say.
For me, I think it's a two-sided coin.
Okay.
Yeah. Fulfillment is always important.
Yeah.
So that's what she was talking about. But after a while, when you don't even have money to feed yourself,
Yes, definitely.
you realize that even the fulfillment is useless. Oh yeah, like you're happy, and then they're sucking you out of your house.
Yeah.
Like, where's the happiness? It don't go work. So make sure you're fulfilled, but also make sure that it's able to feed you and take care of your expenses, your needs, and then your wants. Because if it's just your needs and you're just surviving, if it's your wants, then you're thriving. You need to be able to get the two sorted out. And if the system is not able to guarantee that, then we need to engineer the system to be able to help us get to that particular point.
Right.
You understand? Because I remember, look, there was a particular point in life I wanted to just focus on dance. Because I had encountered some of the South Africans, they came to do some program here, and then we're having conversation. They said, oh, they were married, they were living in their own homes, and then they were touring, and I was like, man, this would be cool. And then after a while, I met some friends from Nigeria. One was driving ML. You know, I was like, yeah, you know.
Then
but
that was too creative.
Yeah, that was like way back. I'm like, oh man, this and this and that. Then I entered into the stuff and I did my analysis. I'm like, hey, if you want to judge me, if you don't take care, you'll be hungry. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, because I couldn't find structures. So I realized that for you to thrive, you have to literally want to create the structure and benefit from the structure. And that's going to take long. And I realized, obviously, I had different talents to serve my world. So I had to use the multiple areas to be able to do what I'm doing. And that's it. But there are things that we can immediately even do in the schools. And I think that the last time I was there in the space, I challenged the students. What I even said, because I did some things there. We organized a program called Becoming Work Ready, where we'll go and then we engage the students and then talk to them, we bring some of the folks and then we have that conversation. And then I told them that immediately in that school, you have the School of Performing Arts. People are arts. Yes, fine. What they have is the arts. Beautiful. In the school, there are marketers. In the school, there are people who write whatever, promotions and stuff from communication class. In the same school, like all the facets you want, IT, they are there. Yeah. Everybody and the role they play in a typical business setup exists.
In the University of Ghana.
So my challenge to the students was that if you are going to do any of your projects and you want to begin to almost immediately experience what it feels like to run a business, engage these people. Go out of the SPA because you are all of the same quality, but go out and grab the marketer, grab this, grab that. Because you see, let's not think that the marketers are there to market certain type of jobs only. No. We need to be able to get marketers to come into our space. We need to get entertainment lawyers to come into our space. It's not like lawyers there every day, you're always dealing with oil. No, it's not oil. No. Come into our space. You are an accountant. Come and do the accounting for us. Show us how to manage what has to be managed. Name them. You communicate. All of you are needed in the art space. Because when you go to Hollywood, you see it. Entertainment lawyers, what? So let's not pretend like, So School of Performing Arts, Legon, where all the other brains are. Master, we can change it.
Nice one.
Oh, yeah, because every skill you need is there. Yeah, and then they can do it for trial purposes. Every long every vacation, every time there's a project, it can be expanded. They can jump onto it. And then they would have gained something they call work experience from actually doing it. Yeah. It's not impossible. It's possible, perhaps.
All right. Now, you know the new school of dancers, and I really want us to get into like this whole phase of the conversation where the new school of dancers are now. Okay, let me start a question this way. So when I was growing up in my nursery to primary 2, primary 3, the only thing I knew about dancing was balogo, play the drum, people dance. There is this, those kind of dances, right? And then now I'm seeing the new school of dancers where they're even creating their own routines and everything. Do you think we'll get to the point where we are going to lose this cultural heritage of ours to the new school of dance formations and dance routines?
All right. So this question, it kind of presupposes that all dance is one. It is not.
Okay.
It's not at all.
All right.
You can have two broad strokes. Dances as means of cultural expression. So those are your palogos, and even palogo, I'll use palogo to illustrate something just now. Your palogos, your agbekos, your bamayes, dances.
Takai, that's my favorite.
Yes, dances that the original intent was not necessarily dance, but to fulfill a cultural intent. So when you are in the village or when you are at a festival and Takai is being performed, it is not a dance. It is part of that festival. It is fulfilling a cultural intent.
Oh.
And then we have dances that express, for a lack of better classification, the area of art and performance and business and commerce and what have you. Your popular dances will fall under that. Now, your azontos and the current expressions, they are going to happen every time. The next 10 years, we'll have a new crop of youngsters performing dances that are taking their roots from the traditional aesthetics and vocabulary, and then they're expressing them from how they see the world. Okay? Now, the problem with our traditional performances and traditional practices is that they are nourished by traditional activities. So if we are going to lose them, it is going to be because the traditional activities that need to nourish these dances are dying out. So please, it is not your TikTok stars who are going to kill our traditional dances. It is our inability to make sure that these dances stay alive through the traditional practices that the dancers are nourished from. I hope that gives some clarity.
100. And I really appreciate that.
That's what I was telling you about the context.
Yeah, the context, yeah.
Yeah, the traditional dances have a certain context, a social context in which they happen in our previous conversation.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So it's a context that gives birth to it, that grows it. Yeah. So.
And once those contexts are going to be around, then we are going to
I don't think there's any danger of losing if those contexts. Yeah. I mean, because Katie, for example, funerals, I mean, among certain traditional groups, you can't have such funerals, the death of a king without Katie, dance and music. So, I mean, so long as chiefs and big people die, I don't think.
All right. But are these...
Just to chip in, I always had this question. All of us who are complaining about traditional dances dying, how many of us actually can perform any of the traditional dances from where we come from?
I can do
our kids
I can do
actually perform.
I can do Takai.
So that's good. So if all of us make sure that at least 5 of the traditional dances from the communities we are from, we can execute them, we can explain them, we can give the cultural background and context to it. That's the only way we can transfer it to the next generation. Because TikTok is here. I don't know what next app platform will be created. Things are going to move very fast, and whatever is not really consciously preserved, we lose them eventually.
All right.
So I think it's not the problem is not losing the dances, but actually losing our cultural practices.
Now,
let me just quickly say something to that.
Go ahead.
So when people say that, the reason is because they have this fear based on the fact that what they see most of the time does not encompass our traditional elements. Accra is not Ghana, and Ghana is not Accra. If you go into any of these communities out of Accra, even in Accra local communities, the local dances are alive. You understand? It's when you say culture, it is one of the things. Remember, music. You see, okay, let me put it this way: the dance genres that we have, that we mentioned them, also have music, but they are dance led. So, for example, when I say Palogo is not just
the dance.
The dance. It's the music as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Adoa, not just the dance.
Good.
The music
there's
as well.
A sound that goes with it.
Okay.
Agbaja, there's a sound that goes. So when we dancers here, we were like, oh, he's playing this sound. And then therefore the music goes, the dance goes with it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, when you decouple, or when technology allows for the decoupling of dance and music, so to say, because high life has got its way of dancing, but it is not gaining prominence in terms of the dance. And that is probably one of the reasons why when people say, oh, dance, high life is going down, it's because you also can't see much of it being danced to. You understand? But that's a discussion for another day. Mine is this. We have to be intentional about what we do with the traditional dances. Sometimes you only see traditional dance at big functions when they are welcoming people. And then they almost place them in a demeaning way. But if you can elevate it and make it as one of the acts, if they are
not just the opening and the closing.
Exactly, if you can make it one of the acts. And then we also ought to be able to challenge them a little bit. It shouldn't always be what we always see. You understand? Yeah, we need to, because we are creatives, and so there can be twists to it. There was a particular project during a festival I've done around Ghana in 1 hour, or 90 minutes. That's what I called it, I think. Where we then it was 10 regions. So we just did. We selected dancers from 10 regions where they will come in and they'll come and do performance, and then they'll weave into something, and they'll weave into. So it's like you're presenting a new. Then I went into a traditional dance competition. And that's one of the biggest things I'm happy about. And I'll be doing it this year as well. Yeah.
Traditional dance. So every group that comes has to do traditional dance.
So you get them there, they'll come and dance, they come and compete. We have different rounds. You do round 1, you come and do a traditional dance presentation. Round 2, we'll do improvisation. We'll get you have to pick songs, modern day songs. And then put traditional dance steps onto it. And it was lovely. We did that at Alliance Française. We did it at, and this year is one of the areas, and obviously we can work on it. I think I want to even do the School of Performing Arts, because the youngsters coming need to be in the space. And yeah, those are the things. If we are able to do and project stuff like that, you are selling the dance in a different light, in a different way, giving it different clothes, making it look funky, making it look sweet, and you're challenging folks, and there is money at stake. So please, if you are listening to me and you want to sponsor Identify with this, please let's talk. Yeah, let's support our culture. That's what it is.
I like the idea of making it funky, because I mean, if you've seen Adowa, For me, that's a problem I have when we are doing traditional dance on stage rather than in its context, because it gets to a point where, what else is there to see? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the movements. I mean, after a while, for me personally, what is there to see? Maybe it's for those for whom it is new, they will still be excited and want to see. But I've seen this so many times.
Sure.
Especially if I'm not going to get involved. I think one of the things about performance in our context is how these dances and all that can involve the audience, and then you get to do part of it. Just sitting there as an audience member, just watching traditional dance, please. I mean, after about 20 minutes, I've had enough. I'll switch off. That's even me. I mean, I'm in the arts. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, being creative, doing something that makes it more, okay, and that's what art is. Something that is innovative, creative. Then you can say, okay, there's something interesting here. And then it catches your attention. Otherwise, please, I do it for half an hour. I can't.
And that's why these spices are necessary. So so that's one of the key elements, for example, that we'll be doing as part of the Ghana Dance Festival, which is happening this trip. All right.
Sounds exciting.
Before we go, I mean, your final words when it comes to like dance in Ghana. How excited are you about the future of dance in Ghana? And this to every single person seated here. How excited are you about the future of dance in Ghana?
I think the future of the creative arts is exciting. I mean, not just dance. I mean, looking broader, but certainly a lot of interesting things happening with dance. I think maybe this conversation is even because of the recent Afronita exploits. I don't know. You know, so it is very exciting. People out there excited about dance. I always say that when our young people, when students get admission abroad to go and do dance, I say, oh gosh, will they come back? Because it's selling like hotcake out there.
Oh, okay.
The future of dance is very bright from where I sit.
All right. Robert?
Yeah, the future of dance has always been bright. It is bright. Where there are no structures, we need to create structures. We just have to be resolved and say that come hell or heaven, whatsoever it is, we are going to bring down the wall if we need to bring it down, you know, because there are opportunities out there, and I think we need to do it not just for ourselves, but for, you know, for the generation coming yet unborn. We need to do it. I mean, Ghana is a developing country.
Yeah.
Every developing country simply means that the people in that particular dispensation needs to contribute to development. You know, our state cannot be, it cannot be like a developed country where we are enjoying the benefits of what has been created. We rather have to be putting in the things to ensure that, you know, the development takes place, and so everybody must wear that particular hat, and that's why we do what we do. And I mean, I've been in this space, so yes, and that's the reason why I organize the Ghana Dance Festival. You know, it's very, very important. So yeah, so we express ourselves through all the various means, from religious, sports, entertainment, whatsoever, all of that. And every now and then you keep seeing that there are opportunities out there. In Ghana, a lot of people are here. We need to be able to prep them and export them to participate in these things internationally. And once that happens, I think we should be able to conquer both locally and internationally. So yeah, we are happy with that. And I'll probably have some more convos with her, because I almost see quite a number of things that are supposed to be done in that particular space. And I believe that, you know, it can change a lot of things.
All right, all right. Now to you, Nee, I mean, how excited are you? And then also let people know, is Noyam recruiting?
Noyam is recruiting, actually. We are looking for young, vibrant dancers that I can, you know, work with and mold. So yes, Noyam is recruiting. Reach out, guys. Reach out.
All your social media platforms are active.
Dance, I am not scared at all. Because the quality, you know, it's, our industry is like a beautiful woman who doesn't know she's beautiful yet. You know what I'm saying? And then that everybody out there is.
No, can you take the line again? Nee, can you take the line again? That was a bar.
Our industry is like a beautiful woman who doesn't know she's beautiful.
Good. That's right.
Everybody out there is eyeing her to try and grab her.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I will just mention that when our students get scholarships, she says, hey, when they go, will they come back? Of course they don't come back. They are so talented that the other countries want to keep them. That's the quality of substance we produce. Okay? So, for us to thrive, of course, our cultural things, we need to quickly, really, really, you know, keep an eye on it. But we need to move from that idea that dance is just something that happens into dance is gold, or dance is cocoa, or dance is timber, or dance. And there should be, like, intentional steps taken to commodify what we are doing. All right, so that's the way I see it. So it means policy needs to come and policy needs to play a part, education needs to play a part, society needs to play a part. When these three things are working hand in hand, we are, listen, there's going to be a time that in Ghana we say anawapo. Right? So yeah, of course, that's what I have to say.
All right, thank you very, very much, Nee Tete Yate, for joining us in this conversation. He's the director for Noyam African Dance Institute. Robert Clark, who is the founder of the Ghana Dance Festival and Awards, and then also Professor Awo Mana Asiedu, who is the acting dean of School of Performing Arts, University of Ghana. I want to say thank you very much. But I just want to know, is there a way we can monetize dancing?
Oh yeah, certainly.
How can we monetize it?
There are so many ways. You see, and when we get into this, okay. So one, the fact that you can teach, there are people who are willing to learn. That is a way to make money. Two, if you appear on television with respect to any programming, it's there. Three, people started putting their works on YouTube. The biggest challenge we had was that the algorithm of YouTube was designed to favor the music and not necessarily the dancer. You understand? So I remember somebody made 3 million streams, or 1 million streams, and the money went to the artist instead of the musician. Yeah, because of the structure of YouTube. But with I think with the new algorithm and the structures and the way the changes are with the other platforms from the TikTok, etc., it's opening up doors. So when a platform like that exists, that platform also enables people to make money. Obviously, if you appear in a movie, you also make money. If you are able to create, I'm even thinking once a quarter at least, like Uncle Lebo White is doing. If you have a dance production happening at the theater, happening at different places, we should be able to make money, that kind of stuff.
We'll be able to make money.
Yeah, and on and on. And people dance at programs. There are nightclubs that require dance insets consistently. They come with different concepts. The guys are making money off that place. International events, you can attend battles, you can do, and it goes on and on, you know. So basically, there are. The only thing is how to make these channels regular, easily accessible, and ensure that people are consistently, you know, feeding off it and being able to earn. You understand? Project the brand and then it works.
Thank you very much, Robert, for that. And I want to appreciate everybody for joining us on this conversation today. But one thing that will be happening from next week, actually, till September, is the 10th anniversary of the Ghana Dance. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
10th anniversary.
For doing it for 10 years. Congratulations to you, Robert, for holding it down for 10 years. So the Ghana Dance Festival will be happening 29th of August to the 23rd of August in Accra, Ghana. So hey, if you are a group, if you know how to do any form of dance, you're an individual, people can register. But we'll be bringing Robert Clark to, go deep into this conversation and we'll get to expand it more so people know all the activities that I have lined up for them. So it will be happening very, very soon. Somewhere next week, next 2 weeks, we're going to bring you on the show.
But let me just quickly say that the Afro-Latin folks, which is happening next week, from 29th, is happening. We have our confirmations from South Africa, from Benin, from Togo, from Nigeria, from Cote d'Ivoire. They're already coming in. So that's tourism. Those who are listening.
Dance tourism.
Yeah, this is what we are doing in the space to even contribute our quota. That's dance tourism.
Sure.
Yes, so yes, they are coming and we are going to have this particular excitement. 4 days, we are running through the hotels. We are ending on the 1st, and it's going to be amazing. Anybody who wants more information, they can visit Ghana Dance Festival on social media, and then we'll take it from there. And then after that, the other things will happen. So like the street dance, like the praise dance, like the dance theater, and all of those things. All of them are also going to come. So we are going to run through.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you very much, Nitete. Thank you very much, Prof. I really appreciate you guys so much. I've learned so much. I'm going to actually take my dance lessons very, very seriously because I think I have a talent. I don't know how to monetize it. So yeah.